This is from Mark Chabot, I think his name is, from Horizon Services, Reach-It user since 2015. He said, yeah, that's great, right? Are you in the process, or may you in the future get into the portable water filtration systems? I love Reach-It products, but especially with my commercial jobs, I don't always have easy access to water. So when there is no water hookup, I have to resort to the old squeegee and mop. I'm looking into some of the UK systems, which are sort of tank systems with hose reels and filters built into them, but really do like using your products. Do you have any plans for getting it into the market? If not, who do you know who's the most reliable in that market? Any help would be appreciated. I live in Newport, USA, and a lot of the buildings are older and do not have easy access to water source. Okay, so this is a conversation about tanks either on trailers or tanks in vehicles. And my personal opinion is that the agricultural industry has got this sorted, like really sorted. So you can go to tractorsupply.com or TTI, and these guys have got rotary molded plastic tanks that are just basically water carrying devices, and they're made of plastic, which is cheap, and they sell them at a very reasonable price. So when I was window cleaning in Sydney, I would go to silvan.com.au, so S-I-L-V-A-N, I think, it might be S-Y-L, no, it's S-I-L, and they're the same as tractorsupply.com in North America and TTI. So, and I bought from we would call them quad bikes, you guys call them ag bikes or ATVs. So basically the chemical spray unit has got 25-gallon, 100-liter tanks with a pump on top of it, and that's a good buffer tank system. But if you wanted to carry more water, like a whole day's supply of water, then you could go out to 100 gallons, 200 gallons, or whatever. The bigger your tank is, just a little piece of advice is you should watch for the tare weight of your vehicle, T-A-R-E, right? Because even if you have a 1,000-liter tank or a 250-gallon tank, that's 1 ton, 1 metric ton. That's
moving, right?
That's a lot. You can get baffles. Some of them have got baffles in them to break it up, like milk trucks and fuel trucks and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
So they can baffle it if it's big. But still, the tare weight of your vehicle may be 1.5 tons. You've got 2 big guys, in the front seat. You've got a load of equipment, some pressure washing stuff, and some other tools. And if you exceed your tare weight, even with the capacity of the water tank, knowing that if you get into an accident, the likelihood is that your tank will be empty at the end of the accident. So the insurance company can look at it and say you exceeded your tare weight, whether you did or not. You can't really prove, so therefore, because you've got the capacity to carry a ton of water, so it's really important to check your tare weight and check the fitted, what you're carrying in your vehicle, and make sure that you don't exceed, or I wouldn't even get close to it, right? Because one day you'll throw something else in there, like some firewood or something, and that'll be your lucky day or unlucky day. Okay?
So, for safety, it's really important to check this.
Yeah.
Very important.
So if you want a buffer tank, where, for example, if we go to RO performance, which is going to be the next topic, you can maximize the performance of your reverse osmosis system by reducing the back pressure from your gravity, from the hose and tube, wall friction, the turbulent water caused by wall friction. So you can reduce the back pressure, and therefore the pressure differential is a membrane, and if you imagine it cut in half and there's pressure on one side and pure on the other, then the performance of the RO is determined by the pressure differential, not the pressure. So the more back pressure you have, the less production of pure water you'll get. So if you wanted to maximize your RODI, you can put the water into a buffer tank. The buffer tank has a pump on it, and that pump takes the responsibility for the tube and the head of gravity that you're pushing up against. And that way you will get the maximum performance out of your RO system, little 25-gallon, 100-liter buffer tank in the middle. And that can also help you when we get to the spring issues of using ROs in spring as you come out of winter in the cold areas. It doesn't matter in the warm areas like Florida and California, there's no issue. Okay, so I would recommend that you size up and go and see an agricultural person. Hose reels, you can mount hose reels anywhere. They don't need to be mounted on the tank. The pure water system, we still recommend that you get an on-demand system with wheels, not that you ever want to take it out of your vehicle unless you can't get near water. But having an RODI system like FlowRed Plus in your vehicle, small footprint, and then putting the water into the tank. You don't need them built into the tank. It doesn't make any difference. And if they're built into the tank, you can't take it out of the vehicle, so then you must be operating, from the vehicle. So the beauty of having mobile, for example, is you can leave a guy on a site and go and use the water in the tank on another site if you've got a tank full of water. So I think it's more advantageous from a logistics point of view, time and motion point of view, flexibility point of view, scale point of view, to have a mobile RODI system with an independent tank, and the hose reels is no big deal wherever you want to mount them. You could probably mount them on top of the tank if you wanted to yourself, right? Just drill a hole underneath and put a bolt with a couple of washers in there, yeah? Okay, you don't need to be paying, just to give you an idea, like, 100 liter, 225 gallon tank with a pump is like $250, $300. Yeah, it's not a lot of money compared to the thousands that you might be persuaded to spend, even up to $10,000 or 10,000 pounds, some of the systems are, right, for that. We could cover hot water too, because some of the hot systems that are $10,000 are using hot water, and I recognize some of the benefits of hot water is that you can, the surface tension of the water is less, so the water will run off the glass more, but I don't see any evidence that you can go any faster. Right, so the most important thing is the brush is going to do the job. The quality of the water is the same whether it comes out of a DI tank or an RO system, and there's no parts per billion that's going to make any difference in the whole world. So you can think more pragmatically. You don't have to think inside the industry with custom built systems for that, and that's why we haven't gone into that market.